can I actually chat in my own chat? Why can I not? I don't want to show the keyboard. Let's just go out of this. Just trying to test something. Well, my keyboard isn't working. Hello and welcome. You've joined me as I'm trying to get my keyboard to work. Here we go. Better. Hello, how are you all? I did say I'd be back. It's definitely, you know what, definitely later than I anticipated, than I thought. I didn't think I'd be on at or 8:30 on a Saturday evening, but here we are. It's obviously the plan for me today to do this at this time. I didn't receive the Captain with Jump Pack and Relic Shield. This must be a world record for Royal Mail until almost 5 o'clock. Yeah, I mean, we've gone from deliveries. This is many years ago. I'm going to go off on a bit of a rant. Deliveries at like 6:30. Anyone remember getting your birthday cards actually first thing in the morning? Like you wake up, you've got some birthday cards already. Maybe a cheeky £5 note in some of them, or a few nuggets, a few pound coins. I don't know, but we went from that to maybe 10 to 11 o'clock during the day, and now we're at a point of almost 5 o'clock. I mean, it's cheeky. It is very cheeky because it still counts as then delivering it, you know, the next day. But yeah, I mean, Amazon, you don't really mind, do you? Because you know you got Prime, and you just know it's probably going to be delivered before 8 o'clock in the evening. Like you kind of, that's what you expect, and sometimes that might be a good thing if you're out working all day. But for Royal Mail, it's I don't know. Yeah, don't get me started about some issues I had with them, and the new PIN codes that they use. Don't get me started off on a rant. Anyway, how are you all this evening on this fine Saturday evening? Apologies for the lateness, but it was literally out of my control. I did not receive this mini until the evening today. But you know, I did receive him, so I guess that's a positive. Ironic that a Space Marine with a jump pack, like a fast attack, would arrive so late. But anyway, we're here. We're building him. It's probably going to take me about half an hour if I don't go off on a rant at one point. Doesn't really come with many options. I'm currently exporting the unboxing video as we speak. I'm not gonna release it. I might release it this evening, like after this video. I might just have it for tomorrow. I might have it for tomorrow, yeah. Well, I'll release it straight after this video, but it will be tomorrow's video, put it that way. I'm not going to delay it until Monday or anything silly. And then Monday I'll try and get you the review of those out, but it might be Wednesday. My release schedule at the moment is all over the place. So that's those two. And we've got 13 is the other arm. You know what, I've not built a Space Marine for quite some time. He says, well, built those. Do they not count? I mean like a 40k one. So how's everybody's day been? What have you been up to? Oops, okay, that's great. Of all the places for it to drop, it drops all the way down here. Oh. It's all right, I've got it. Massive desk, massive desk. Flies off the desk. They're the 2 spare parts. Yeah, that's number 13. Yeah, the parts that I won't be using. And this will be for the shield. So which side is which for these thrusters then? So the thrusters, they show it like that with this on. And then they turn it around. Hang on. No, they keep it like that. Other way around. With that. And 20, that's it then, that's the sprue done. Okay, right. That bin is getting quite full. You're so close to, okay, nice. Nice one, Krieg, hope you're well. Will you be picking up the Deathcore box set or not? I mean, I will try, but if I don't get it, I'm not massively fussed. It just means I'll get the other heavy weapons whenever. As I say, all of those models I've got already, so, you know, and I'd always rather buy newer, different models than what I've already got. I'm very far away from my desk again. Let's move myself a bit closer. Oh, right, now I'm going to get very warm in this hoodie, but we'll give it a go. I would love to be with you all tomorrow for a live stream. I actually don't know what I would live stream because I'm pretty much finished these. I don't know. Maybe paint some Terminators. Was anyone successful in picking up the box set? It sold out very quickly. I was flabbergasted by the price. Do you not think that in the preview videos they should tell you the price? Even if it's just like in British pounds or something, it'd give you an idea, won't it? I think they should. They never have though. Um, you're not picking up the box. Okay. You have to start making orders for stock November. Oh, okay. That's the second time something's fallen off the table tonight. Not very happy with that. And I even pull myself closer to the desk. Why? Why is this happening? Oh, it didn't fall. It didn't go on the floor. I pull myself closer to. I need to be like really far. Like I need to be working about there to try and avoid it. Because now I'm going to get really warm in this hoodie. It's one of those warm hoodies as well. It's really comfy and like just for chilling out and things, and gaming, reading. It's one of those cozy, soft hoodies, but maybe not the best for live streaming. I always overheat in live streams. I always get far too warm. Quite a warm creature anyway. I know quite a few people that have put their heating on already. Yeah, I'm not one of those people. Be lucky if I get the heating on in January, if I decide to do that. I'd rather just spend more money and on good nutrition and decent food than heating. And I know when it's like under 10 degrees outside, people whack on the heating straight away. It's like, really? I mean, no, I do not do that. Now, just reading your comment, Kriegsman. You're saying you're starting an LGS, not thinking about starting. Two very different things. So you're starting. So send me your link for your store afterwards, and I'll start buying some things. Hopefully, you give me a good deal. When did you start it? Like when did it pop up? Like when was your opening? I mean, is there a big consumer base where you are for it? Like, you know, for it to be successful, and I don't know what the deal is with Games Workshop. Like, do they not mind about sales, or do they really, you know, want you to sell their products and want it to be a success? I mean, or are they quite laissez-faire about it and they don't really mind? In which case, that's pretty cool if you've got that flexibility. It's just, yeah. I know some companies kind of want a projection of sales and things. and also competition, like how many other model shops around your area are there and who you're having to sort of compete with. You're glad that you get to catch a live stream? Yeah, Loki. I'm glad that you caught the live stream too. Apologies that it's a bit later on in the day, but as I said at the start, I am, I've literally just received this Captain with jump pack like a couple of hours ago or so. So yeah, the plan was to for this live stream to be earlier in the day, which is when everybody else's post arrives, like at 10 or 11 o'clock. Not Super Saiyans though. It was almost 5 o'clock. I've not put in complaints, but because they've got all day. That's their terms, isn't it? You're not going to get anywhere with complaining, because technically they've got all day to deliver it. But I have made a few points. I've made my discontent known. And they just said to me, "Oh, it's just a temporary thing. It's just temporary." Here we are, a year later, still getting things delivered at stupid o'clock. And it sucks because that is the weakest link in this, is from the delivery office to my house. The annoying thing is I've got another address I could send things to, but and they would get there at like 11 or 10. But then I'd have to travel there, which takes a little while, and then travel back. And it's not just the cost of that, it's the time. It's just annoying having to do that. But it would save hours worth of waiting for live streams and unboxings and things like that. I'm just going to clean up all these parts first and then glue the whole thing. He should be done relatively quickly. Mould lines aren't too bad. They're your typical Space Marine mould lines. Always worth cleaning up. The plan is to finish about 10:30, so a good 2 hours. We'll finish this guy in the next sort of 15-20 minutes, and then we'll work on those weapon sprues for the side sponsons for the fell blade. Get that finished tonight. Get Lysander down and just compare sizes with his Thunder Hammer and his Captain's one. Just thinking, wouldn't it be cool if they had this character in Space Marine 2? So you've got the shield of a bulwark and then the hammer of the assault Marine. Very OP. But it would be cool. Um, oh, good, good, Loki. I'm pleased. I'm pleased. What's this? You just went and did 10-pin bowling and scored 240. Very nice, Robin. Very nice. That's incredible. Is that one game for 214? That's mental. I'm lucky if I only get over 100. I wouldn't say I'm bad. I'm just, well, the thing is with bowling and me, I I have played bowling like probably once every 4 years or so, and there's a bowling alley not that far from me, which I could go, but it's just another hobby that I could sink a load of money into, you know, because I'd want to get a nice shiny ball and I'd want to polish it and I'd want to get some proper shoes and, you know, and then I'd want to be a member of the bowling club and then I'd want to go into competitions and yeah, I'm quite competitive, so probably best I don't start any more hobbies. Uh, you'll be opening end of November. Okay. All right. Going to be used to D&D and Magic the Gathering. Okay. Well, that's pretty good. That's good news. Not really into those systems, especially Magic the Gathering. Isn't that just cards? I know that you play games with the cards. You know, a bit like Pokemon cards, I guess. Like, which came first? Did Magic the Gathering come first? I'm a complete noob when it comes to all of that. I don't know. Is it more popular than ever? Has there been a surge in more nerdy hobbies? Are they really nerdy hobbies anymore? I mean, I think they used to be in like the 90s. I think this hobby's become less and less nerdy. Collecting trains is still very, very nerdy. Um, but yeah, Warhammer I don't think is as nerdy as it used to be. Maybe that's because all the nerds have kind of grown up and they've got full-time jobs and families and maybe. Yeah, I'm well too hot in this hoodie. Sorry guys, I'm gonna have to just take this off for a sec. I knew I'd be too warm in this. As I say, it's a perfect one for chilling out, gaming, but for actual, yeah, live streaming. Oops. Uh, yeah, there will be a live stream next weekend, but I'm trying to think of what to live stream at the moment. Yeah, I'm having a think. I might keep on the super heavy theme and build the falchion. You know, I've got to build that and the glaive before the plastic versions come out next year. And then I can cross them off the list. Thing is, I need magnets though for them, because I definitely need to magnetize the sponsons. I just need to do a magnet order. Don't dare to go on the magnet website, find out how much magnets are these days. They've probably gone up a fair bit since the last order. I don't know. I don't mind spending money on magnets though, because it's kind of like a necessity. It's part of, well, it's just investing in the model, in the completion of the model, and it gives you options. The only reason why I magnetise these sponsons is because just I like them to move up and down, and I guess it's easy to paint them, and for transport maybe. There's not really a functional. There's not another functional reason other than I like to move them up and down. Like there's no other options for them. It's not like the new plastic chassis where you can hot swap them without any magnets. You've also, and I'm pretty sure, because it's got these things here. These are the things that you join together, and it's got them on that las cannon sprue, and it's also got them on. It's also got them in this sprue as well, but it's only got 2 sets, and this has got 1, 2 sets. So I think, like, give me enough time, but I think we can go for the heavy bolters and laser destroyers. That's my plan. That's what I'm gonna attempt to do tonight. So I put adverts on tonight for this video, and I haven't had a single advert. So I'm quite chuffed. Maybe they were listening. Right, last piece to clean up, and we're good to go. And we can compare Jump Pack Space Marines. Right, now we start gluing. Start off with this leg. So far so good. Okay, so I think it just slots in on there. This looks quite cool. Yeah. Shouldn't really do this, but there you go. Do it now. Well, I didn't think it'd weaken it that much. It's kind of fallen apart in my hands now. Let's quickly get that back panel on. There we are. And old Space Marine sandwich. It sort of has a plug and socket, kind of. It's one of these annoying diamond type ones, rhombus type ones. It's up to you. I think you've got the freedom there of not of chipping that off the plug. And the Thunderhammer just goes in one way. It's got a very pronounced plug and socket. Yeah, I had planned on releasing my watch collection, not watch collection, but most worn watches of 2025 so far, but we're nearly end of October. But I'll do that for next weekend now, because I know that the weekend after, if I do get the Terminators, it'll be a double whammy of videos that weekend. But yeah, I wasn't that surprised that it was sold out so quick. I was more surprised that Games Workshop didn't want more money. You know, that's kind of their thing. They do love a bit of money. But in this instance, they chose just to hang back a bit and not not take everybody's money, which is, I don't know, maybe they're changing. I always find that odd when they say available and available while stocks last. It's like, you mean available until we run out because we didn't make enough? That's what you should be deciphering out of that statement. We didn't make enough of a main line product, our main cash cow, the thing that all of the other armies and game systems are funded by, Space Marines. Okay. I might even glue the arm to the shield, because that goes in quite prominently too. You don't really have an option there, you have to glue it in the way they say. And that's the big thing about this kit, you only get one option. Well, technically two with the head option, but what I mean by that is either the Thunderhammer or the chainsword. And the chainsword is like, how many captains, Space Marine captains, use a chainsword, honestly? How many? I don't think there's many. Plenty of sergeants use chainswords. Maybe some lieutenants. I mean, you just look at Titus. While we're here, we might as well just glue these on. Okay. Well, that's a poor design. That is terrible design. That is absolutely awful. They've designed it so that there's gaps, and those gaps aren't covered up. That is awful. So what they've done here, and they clearly didn't test this in the design process, but basically they've added a part that gives you a massive join line there and all along there, and then they want you to glue this in, which supposedly rests on there, but it can't. It has to go up and under the iron halo. And obviously when it does that, it creates a lever action, which of course, either you get a big gap there, or it forces the piece below it out. It's like a lever action. That's terrible. That is so poor. Someone needs to be told off about that. That is not very good. Yeah, I'm gonna rant about this in the review. What a shame. Did they really not do this in the other one? The other Space Marine captain 2 years ago? Did they not learn from that one? We're keeping that tight. Okay. Luckily, these thrusters look all right though. Yeah, these look fine. You see, and then on their picture, oh, that's sneaky. The thing is, on their pictures, you can't see that bit there on any of their pictures. It's very sneaky. They've dodged that. Okay, well, it is what it is. I just want to put him on his base now. So how do we do this? Like that? Okay. Of course. Of course it would fall off the table. The third time tonight. Wow, what is going on with gravity today? I mean, I know it's windy, but... I'm really, really thirsty. Oh, doing so much complaining tonight. The head is a plug and socket, so you could take that off and just clip the plug off, give you a desired head pose. There's a bit of freedom of movement there, isn't there? It'd be great if it actually stuck on too. There. Let's see what designed. Okay, that's quite cool. Yeah. That passes the vibe check, vibe test. Okay, so that should just slot in there then. Okay, so that definitely doesn't go on that way. Does it? It's supposed to be. I don't know if I'll ever get that bang on central. That will do. Just looks like it's an odd out of place thing, I have to say. It can look even more odd when I put these pauldrons on. Though it's a nice looking pauldron. Yeah, it works, quite happy with that. Thing is, this pauldron needs to go all the way down in there. Oh, I moved that a bit too much. It's okay, it's fine. And then just the jump pack to put on, last but not least. Last but not least. Actually, no, screw that. You've already finished the fell blade? No, I haven't finished it, no. I was doing a live stream yesterday for 2 hours, where in that 2 hours I did the middle, the turret. It's the sponsons I've got to do. Hello, Russell. How are you doing? Or Russell. It's one of my favourite jokes, that. What do you got? What do you call a guy? A guy in a hedge. Russell. Hi, Super. Oh, hi, Stig. How you doing? You still need to catch up on the last live stream. What, the one from yesterday? Sorry. I know. This is the thing. I know what it's like when creators give you like daily content or whatever, and it's, you know, we've got lives, we've got things to do, guys. I know. I totally get that. I find it very difficult to keep up with, you know, creators' release schedules, let alone, you know. That's why some videos I like to leave them a few days to give everybody enough time to watch them, because I know everyone's busy, everyone's working, everyone's busy, everyone's doing stuff. That's why anyone that watches the videos, absolute legends, and I hope you find some entertainment out of them or some value. Hope you do from this video, right, from the review that will that will come about from me building this. I'm sure you will. Super. Is this Space Marine with jump pack worth £27? No. I don't know. It's yes and no. Do you like Space Marines? Do you like jump pack Space Marines? Do you like Thunderhammers? There's so many factors to take into account. And this glue has probably dried on the back here. Sort of. I hope you're doing well, Stig. Have you picked up any watches? I've kind of gone off the watcher, kind of gone off the horological step of collecting at the moment. You know, part of my ADHD, I guess, is hyper focus on things, and yeah, I guess I've gone off watches and gone on to sneakers. I just find I can buy more sneakers. That's the thing. It's like, oh, some watches. Like, I know the watches I would like, but it just never ends. And with Warhammer, the only reason it doesn't end for me with Warhammer is because of this channel and because of picking up the new things for the channel. Like, I could stop the channel and stop my collections and yeah, just retire and then paint it all. Come back in like 20 years with five painted models. And they all get sold, and you know, the funds get donated to the local cat sanctuary. I don't know. Maths Cat has worked it all out. That's a lot of tins of tuna, I tell you. Those lucky cats. So, I know it's October and I haven't even got my knob out yet. It's ridiculous. I'll try and do some kind of orc content for everyone before the end of October. Oh, there's my advert. I've just noticed that in the corner of my screen. And that is the Space Marine Captain with jump pack, relic shield, Thunderhammer, done in an hour, less than an hour. So yeah, that's where he goes for. I mean, if I just sort of zoom in. So yeah, that's him. He looks pretty cool. Massive upgrade from the previous one, from 2 years ago actually. The other one came out 2 years ago. I think it's quite cool. I've wanted one with a Thunderhammer. I say you could kit bash one, but these Primaris Space Marines, they're so difficult to kit bash. Which is a shame that Games Workshop have taken that part of the hobby away from us for forever. But there we go. Yeah, I just got him because he's an upgrade from the previous one. I'll do a review and get that out to you quite soon, and we will. I'll compare him to the other one. I've got to find the other one. I don't even know where to start, if I'm perfectly honest. I have not got a clue where the other... He's probably in the box of Primaris. The problem is I've got like 5 boxes of Primaris. Yeah, anyway. Gravis Heavy Bolter batteries. We'll see how far we go in the next hour with this. We might do it, we might not. I'm hoping that we will finish the... Yeah, but if you wanted to have a look at him compared to this Raven Guard chap, gives you an idea. Similar size, it's just got a fancier jump pack. Yeah, he can go there. If you did not have this YouTube channel, would you still collect models? It's kind of getting hard for me. Mostly lack of space, I reckon that says. But with the few price rise, funds will also be a problem. Yeah, funds are always a problem. Like this is why I hope all these videos are more useful than ever to people, because as I say, it's not like this hobby is more expensive than it ever has been. It is expensive, don't get me wrong, but it's the fact that everything else in life is so expensive, which means you've got less money to play with. Maybe, I don't know. Your wages, salaries might have increased exponentially, and you probably are in a lucky position to, you know, where it doesn't really affect you. But you know, if the price of everything increases, and so does this a little bit, no doubt you probably got less money, less spare money, fun money to spend on your hobby, which is quite sad. I think, you know, if you're working full time, you should have your spare money, you know, your money that you use for enjoyment should be increasing. It shouldn't be going the other way around, because that's the one refuge, refuge, right? Yeah, refuge that we all have to help us with working, the stresses of working full time, and family life and social life and all those kind of things. It's like we've got this hobby that helps us, you know, switch off, wind down, and it's really quite sad that I guess people haven't got the less money to spend on their hobby that brings them enjoyment. I totally understand people becoming what's called economically inactive. I totally get that. I can see why people do that, and there's more and more than there ever has been, which is just a shame. There should be more people going into work and contributing to society and paying for all the old people that are quite rich anyway, you know. Yeah. Oh well, right, 7C. So this will be kind of 7C. It'll be that thing at the end. So we need Q1 and Q2. Which are these two? Q1, Q2. Two lots of Q3s. So you get two sets of two. And what I mean by that is I think we can have the laser destroyers as well. But we'll just do the heavy bolters for tonight. Nice gentle live stream. At least we don't have to drill out the holes for the heavy bolters. Oh, that's another. Oh, I got a Ridge wallet advert. The joke's on them, I already have a wallet. Q17. So two lots of 17, or is one on 11? No, they're both 17. Where's the 11 go? Nowhere. 11 is for the laser destroyer, maybe. Yeah, wow, okay. Interesting. So different cables go to different places on here, but Q6 is the same for both. This shortened cable. We're not going to get 18 and 19 cables out, but we will get these. So we took this one out, which was a number 17. Count out. All right, let's just take the laser destroyers off as well. So we're going to be left with the cables. Because you do a certain cable for the inside and the opposite for the outside for both. So that bit could be a bit tricky. I don't want to mix those cables up. And then we're done with the sponsons. It's straightforward as that. These sponsons. 12, we don't use this smooth cable. Probably will be 2 12s. Yep. You know what I think this means though? I think this could mean that we might not be able to make the laser destroyer sponsons as well. We could definitely make the las cannons, but we might not be able to make these. Just looking at the shared pieces. Yeah, look, it uses a Q6, which is the exact one there, but I think on this sprue, I think this is a Q6. No, it's a Q4. Drat, they've really screwed us over there, haven't they? I was hoping to build the laser destroyers as well and have, well, you couldn't have 3 sets, you could only have 2 because you only get 2 sets of these sponson brackets or mounts. But I guess, just looking at it, it means that we can only have either the laser destroyers and the las cannons or the heavy bolters and the las cannons. I mean, it's still 2 weapon options, but I don't know. I'll have a toy around with the laser destroyer sponsons off stream. But as I say, for tonight, I'll just do the heavy bolters. Move them over there for a while. Right, let's build these pieces. Yeah, the thing is with me, I don't normally have lack of space with all the Warhammer collection. I mean, a fair bit is in the attic, I'm not going to lie. And a fair bit is under places, like in various places in the house. It's not like in one place. And some of it is in a completely different building as well, like all the old stuff, like the scenery and things. So space isn't that much of an issue. I always can do a little bit of a Tetris and move things around. Lego though, Lego's the worst for space, I think. Unless you've got a basement, oh man, I would love a basement. The thing is, because of the water level and things, especially in Norfolk, there's hardly any buildings that have cellars. Cellars are a bit spooky. You know, ever since Home Alone. found sellers to be spooky. And there's so many horror films and series where they depict the cellars as a spooky place. The attics too, don't get me wrong. But yeah, it's, I would love a cellar just for storage and all of this stuff, really. You've got into sneakers and you've recently got into comic books and graphic novels. There is worse things we can spend money on, I guess. Yeah, it's called food. Man, I wasn't a big fan of food shopping, like, to begin with. Just the time it takes, and yeah, you can do online shopping and all that lot, but we're talking like pre-COVID. I wasn't the biggest fan of food shopping, even when like a weekly shop for me would cost like 30 or 40 quid. But now, I absolutely detest it. Everything seems to be £2 or £3. You know, everything does. Packet of biscuits, £2. One chocolate bar, £2. Bananas, probably £1 something. Beans, £2. Cereal, £4 for a packet of cereal. I mean, milk, £2. I just, yeah, I didn't like food shopping before, but now I really detest it. Absolutely detest it. But yeah, that's cool to hear, Stig, that you've got into another hobby. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I'm enjoying sneakers. It's very dangerous, sneakers, because even when I know a trainer is going to sit, like if it's going to sit or sell or whatever, or fly, I don't know what to call it. Even when I know it's going to sit and it's going to be cheaper in a month or 2 months time, like there's going to be a discount and it's going to be like 30, £40 off. If I really like it, I probably still will get it. And so that's really dangerous. And the thing is, Games Workshop is not helping. They're not helping at all. You know, today, I almost didn't get the Crux Terminatus box set. In fact, a few times I didn't get it. It just wasn't in stock. And then I was able to get it. But so I was so close today, instead of spending £155 on the box set, another pair of trainers. It's like, you know, what's easier to pick up? It shouldn't be so difficult to pick up a box of Terminators. Like, they sold out really quick. Too quick. I don't know what it is. I think there's more of a scalper scene, because when I was a kid, I walked past a box of the old Terminators. You know, the ones with the yellow power fists with the hazard lines on them. I walked past that same box of Terminators, 5 Terminators. I think they were like £10 for the box, which was really expensive, because for another £10 you could buy a box of tactical Space Marines, and there was 10 of them. And everyone was like, oh, but the Terminators are an older model. These tactical Marines are newer. They're modular in a way, posable. Whereas the Terminators are older and they can't really be posed that much. But there's just something about them. I really like them. And for weeks and weeks, I did my job and I walked past them and I wasn't able to afford them. I saved up some money and got them. And they were just sat on the shelf. And that just doesn't happen. Like, I would not be able to go into Games Workshop store in 2 weeks' time and say, yep, I'll have a Crux Terminatus box set, please. Nope, won't be able to do that. So times have changed massively in the hobby front. Your friend collects Lego. We joke who spends more money on the hobby. Show the pain of never having space, but still having more to build. Yeah, exactly. Like, this is the thing. Like, Lego is expensive. It's more expensive than it ever has been now, especially with that. Didn't they bring out like a grey cheese wheel? I think they called it like a Death Star something. But anyway, this cheese wheel, that's like the most expensive kit now. So it's yeah, very expensive. And you're right, it does take up a lot of room, more room than Warhammer. Like, you know, if you're a serious Lego collector, you should have a spare room or a basement, or, you know, because your standard kind of 2-3 bedroom house is not going to accommodate much Lego. We need to be fancy with handy putting up shelves. I do need to put up a few shelves, to be fair. Did I manage to snag the Crux Terminatus? I did, yes. Thank you for asking. I did manage to snag one. Sold out very quickly. I was reluctantly pressing the buy button. Reluctantly. I'm doing it for you guys. I'm doing it for the channel. So hopefully you'll all appreciate it. You know what will happen though? In 2 weeks' time, right? I'll do the live stream where I'm unboxing it and you know, building the Assault Terminators. Probably go for the Thunderhammer ones first, because they just look cool. And then people come on the live stream and they'll say, "Oh, it's so unfair. You managed to get one. Why did you manage to get one? Were you giving it for free? Blah blah blah." It's like, oh, yawn. It's like I had exactly the same chance as everybody else. Probably less chance, to be fair, because a lot of people use bots to get theirs. You only have to look on eBay listings right now. I think a few people are selling it, which is very naughty. But yeah, yeah, reluctantly. I'm not a big fan. I don't like buying box sets where all the minis aren't new. I mean, the Saturnine box set was perfect in that regard. This box set, I'm buying duplicates. I mean, at the moment, I'm not even buying duplicate sneakers, let alone duplicate Warhammers. What am I going to do with duplicate Warhammers? Games Workshop would say, "Oh, start another chapter, start another Legion." I might just give them away, you know, as a giveaway. The Terminator Chaplain and the Captain. I don't know about the Captain. I might change him, modify him a little bit, give him a Thunderhammer. I don't think I've got a Captain with a Thunderhammer. I guess I could proxy Lysander as one. But yeah, I think that's quite fair, giving away Chaplain and the Captain. I think it'd be a member-only giveaway. I don't know how that would work. I'm making strong progress to finish these sponsons by 10:30. probably will go down. I probably will go and get a drink though. In a second. I do fancy a hot chocolate, but normally that'll send me to sleep. Hybrid. Oh man, you missed so much. No, you didn't really miss much. You just missed me building the captain with the Thunderhammer and the Relic Shield. Apologies that I'm so late in live streaming, but as I said at the start, I received him only a few hours ago, which was a joke. But now I'm on to the sponsons, so you haven't really missed anything for the Fellblade, if you're here for the Fellblade. I should have renamed the video and Fellblade in it, but people come onto the live stream now and go, oh, why aren't you building the captain? Why are you filing your nails again? I swear so many people log on thinking I'm filing my nails. Just need a bit of reference because I'm a bit rusty in this this old thing. I wasn't getting ads to begin with, Hybrid, and then when I mentioned that I didn't get any ads, I've now started getting ads, so apologies. I think it matters. Does it matter which way it goes? Yes, it does. Oh, wrong way. Completely misread that and see, told you I needed a reference. Completely read that the wrong way. That's how rusty I am. Building these. Come on. You want some? I'll give it you. Scalpers are now reselling. Yeah, which is ridiculous. They were before it was even. They were yesterday, Chad. They were selling the set. I guess it really doesn't matter to them. You know, they haven't got the minis now. They haven't got the box sets now for a fact. They didn't have them yesterday either. So why not just put a listing on a day earlier? Maybe I should start doing that. Like buying 10 of them and then selling them for double. Like if I bought 10, that'd be like a 1,500 quid. I could make another 1,500 quid. You know, then I could buy more stuff for the channel. Yeah. I'm not going to give myself ideas. Books. I think that's where the real money is. the limited edition books. Especially the Horus Heresy ones. You know, the black books. I wish I'd bought many, many more of those. I really do. Thing is, I just don't know how long to hold on to them for. They're still relevant. There are lots of incredible artwork and story in them. I might sell them. I mean, they're not sat proud on a bookshelf. They are on a bookshelf, but not on like a display bookshelf or anything. You switch from 30k to Imperialis. Since doing that, I have more space. Of course you do, because like tanks are like so small. Wow, that is an underrated comment right there. Since I switched from full scale Warhammer to epic scale, I've got so much more space. Wow. I never would have guessed. I mean, I suppose you could force multiply that and say that you've also sold, like, not only have you switched, but you sold a lot of your full scale stuff. You know, and then you have even more space if you sold it and then just bought what you've got in 30k for Imperialis. That would be quite cool. Well, that's good to hear. I'd love to get into Imperialis. I really would. I just don't have the space. No, I literally just don't have like the capacity to go with a completely new game system. I know I've got the Titanicus. I do know, and I know that it's just a offshoot of that, but with Space Marines. I'd love to. Don't get me wrong. I would love mini versions of all the vehicles, and I hope that that game stays around for longer than it might. I really do. I hope it stays around. And if it doesn't, well, your collection's going to be worth a lot in 20 years' time. Much like Epic is. Oh, I nearly dropped some more things off. Right, not many things to, pieces to clean up. Did I clean up these? Yeah, I did. Sort of. Not very well. Just the heavy bolters to clean. Yeah. Did I watch the new Space King episode? Which one? Is it the? I don't think I watched all of it. I watched the one about the female space marine. That was hilarious. Space King is fantastic. I don't know how they can get away with it. Games Workshop's legal team must be working on overdrive. I mean, they must spend so much on their legal team that they've got to be doing something. They've got to justify it. But yeah, no, I thought secretly it's a series made by Games Workshop. Let's face it. Um, uh, would you be reviewing any conflict 47 miniatures? Never heard of them, and I'm sorry that I have never heard of them. I'll need to Google that. I need to remember to Google it after this. I'll give you my thoughts in the next live stream. Hopefully that'll be soon. Stig, if you're still here and you're still watching, what has been your best comic pickup that you've managed to get? I definitely could see myself getting into comics, so I'm staying well clear. I never thought I'd get myself into sneakers, to be fair. I'm always the guy of I've got a couple of shoes, like I've got some shoes for hiking in. I've got some smart shoes. I've got some everyday trainers. I've got some gym trainers, and that's about it. But you know what? I get it. Like I get it. The people that are buying multiples of exactly the same shoe but different colours. It's similar to Warhammer. You're buying exactly the same Space Marines but slightly different. I'm drawing parallels. It's hoarding at the end of the day, isn't it? It is hoarding. I don't know, there's a fine line between collecting and hoarding. It's like watches. You don't actually need a watch. You got the time on your computer or your time on your phone. If you've got a phone, got time. I probably spent more time in my life looking at a clock on a computer or a phone than any of my watches than I ever will. But I don't know. It's a bit different, isn't it? It's kind of I view it as jewelry, really. I don't have any like piercings or I don't really have a necklace as such. I don't have any chains, bracelets. So for me, watches is kind of jewelry for me. Amazing how you can build without referencing the build guide so little. Oh, thank you, Francisco. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I go on automatic, my friend. It's just practice, I guess. I've built thousands and thousands of kits. It's a little bit like reading a bike. Reading a bike? You read a bike? Riding a bike in a way, like a motorbike. A lot of it just becomes automatic, and your brain. you're good at problem solving, your brain kind of works out. That's all it is in a way. It's fitting certain pieces in a certain order, and when you built thousands and thousands of kits, there are some similarities. Sometimes they throw you with a kit where instead of building the tracks first, you build the chassis first, or things like that. But the sub-builds, the sub-assemblies are very, very similar. But this is the first time I've built a plastic fell blade. It's been a lovely kit. I can't recommend it enough if you're just tuning in. It's a lot of money. Get it at a discount from a third party. Don't buy it direct from Games Workshop. There's absolutely no need. Just save yourself £20 or so. Buy yourself a cup of coffee with that £20 if you can stretch it that far. And I know how much coffee is these days. Try and avoid it. But yeah, if you can pick it up for about 100, it's a nice project. It won't take you longer than you think as well. I think the Kratos probably would have taken me longer, which is what the Fellblade should have been. You know, Fellblade should have been released 3 years ago instead of the Kratos, but for some reason they decided to bring out a brand new tank. Maybe they hadn't finished the Fellblade back then. Maybe they still wanted another few years of selling the resin kit at £200. I got my resin kit back in like 2015 or so it's not a massive issue for me. But I can see why some people would be a bit annoyed if they bought one last year. But you can't predict things like that. Sometimes you can't. Right, that's those done. We'll crack on with these two and then put it all together, get those cables out, put the sponsons on, and just have a look at what accessories we want to put on it. It's pretty much done. This is true. What would you recommend would be a good starter vehicle to get for a work in progress Black Templar army? I also have an unbuilt Imperial Knight because I saw a good deal. Yeah, no, that's good. It's good that you got the unbuilt Imperial Knight. If it's completely unbuilt, that's great. That's a nice big kit, and you have a lot of fun putting that together. A good starter vehicle for your Black Templars. Black Templars like signature vehicle back in the day, and it was advertised as this. I remember it well back in 2001 maybe. It might have been late 90s. It could have been 97 or 8. But anyway, regardless, I remember when we had the Land Raider release, and then not that long after that, we had the Land Raider Crusader. So for a while, there were just two. And the Crusader was specifically for Black Templars. And I had a metal Emperor's Champion. And so I kind of ran my Black Space Marines, Black Consoles, as Black Templars for a little while. And used the Emperor's Champion in my army, in my army lists. But anyway, the Crusader was advertised as Black Templars Land Raider, and that had the Hurricane Bolters, and the beauty about it is it had a sponson mounted multi-melter, all metal, so you had a metal extra blister packs, they're called, in with the kit, and it was a bit of a pain. I've still got the Crusader, And yeah, it depends on what you're going up against, but the Land Raider kit would be a good one. However, you know, if you've got Black Templars and they're new Black Templars, I don't think that they can use the old Land Raiders for transport. I don't think. Hang on, let me just whip something out. Here's something I made earlier. It's all the way at the back, isn't it? Of course it is. Land Raiders. Yeah, they can transport them, surely. This model has a transport capacity of 12 Adeptus Astartes infantry models, and Primaris are for infantry. Yeah, just says infantry. Oh, keywords Adeptus, yeah. So why can't you have intercessors? You can. So anyway, Land Raider Crusader would be a good shout out, or just the normal Land Raider. It depends on what you're going up against. If you're going up against Tau, then I just wouldn't collect any army whatsoever and just start a new hobby. But if you're up against like Orcs, a Crusader tank would be good. If you're up against Space Marines, which is a common foe, then just the standard Land Raider. The kit is getting on a bit. I don't know, what do you like the look of? Some of the Primaris vehicles are a bit hit or miss. I think I like the Gladiator tanks a little bit, but it's hard to beat the Predator tank. It really is hard to beat that. Again, that's an old kit. Switch to Imperialis because mostly 5 of us played 30k. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, that's good. Batman was recently relaunched from issue 1, now on issue 3. That's been pretty good. Oh yeah, I remember Forbidden Planets. They're pretty cool. They've got an online store as well, haven't they, I think? I'm sure. Am I picking up any of the new Ultramarine kits? You know what? I should pick up Marnius. I should. And I do like the Victrix Guard with the chapter banner. I said that in the video earlier. Such an amazing banner. But the Victrix Guard for me are a pass. In my head, I think I still have them with a shield. That's why. I still have that image of them in Space Marine 2. So yeah, Marnius I probably would pick up, but I haven't ordered him. But the Crux Terminatus set should be on its way. And if anybody wants to buy it off me for £500, I'll happily sell it to you for £500. No, I'm joking completely. I completely detest things like that. It's just a shame that not everybody gets a equal chance of picking one up because of greed, essentially. It happens with everything, not just Warhammer, not just sneakers, but with houses, with everything. you know, ever since we had, you know, a more shinier rock than another shinier rock, and there was less of them, we've always tried to screw each other over. I mean, I guess you could say don't hate the player, hate the game, and it's capitalism, but wouldn't it be nice if everybody just got what they kind of wanted? Without excess, obviously without excess. Right, that's, well, that's that one done. So just this final one. It was a good benchmark kit. They just didn't build on that for quite a while afterwards. That and the Stomper. Again, they just dropped the ball with the Stomper. I don't know. They release a, let's face it, an Orc Titan, way bigger than an Imperial Knight and things back in the day, for £60 for an Orc Titan. And then what did they do? You know, Forge World was around back then. They did release a couple of sort of accessories and, I say, upgrade sprues for the Stomper. But, yeah, they could have done so much more. Thing is with the Baneblade, though, is in all the lore and all the rest of it, that there's always different variants, lots of variants spoken about. With Horus Heresy, you know, there wasn't really. There was the Falchion, which used to have a double-barreled volcano cannon, but it now doesn't have that. It's not called a double-barreled volcano cannon or anything like that. It's called like a neutron blaster or something. I can't remember. I need to have a look at my book, but they've called it something else in 3rd edition. Neutron wave cannon. Either way, it's a one shot for a double-barreled weapon. But I think it might be twin-linked, not sure. Marneus is very iconic, and I like what they've done with the Mini. Yeah, the price, I mean, if you think about it, he's only like a £5 more than Sicarius. So, and he's way bigger. I don't know if he's got more detail. I think there's just more of him. But yeah, I like what they've done with the model. I like how he looks compared to like his game model in Space Marine 2. Whereas Titus, they dropped the ball. Terrible sculpt. Right, I think these are done. So, I think you just glue them together. So we'll do that now. I'm really excited about these heavy bolters. They're so cool. First time we've ever had them in plastic. The first time I saw them was on the Land Raider variant, like the. It's not the Phobos. It's something else. It's like the Commander Land Raider. It was on Forge World for many years. I hope they bring back the Achilles with the quad launcher on the front. They look so cool. How are you going to reload those though? Anyway. So you put it in like so. And then this is the, really tricky bit. They say don't glue that in. I mean, you don't have to glue it in, but one thing I will say is it's a bit slow on the old. I mean, it will come out if you don't glue it in, but I would, but you just got to be super careful where you put the glue, like just on this lip. Likewise with this. So which way do they want you to? Okay. So again, very, very careful. Now this is the cable part that I was talking about. So 18 on the outside, 19 on the inside. And the other one, it's 19 on the outside and 18 on the inside. And then that's that sprue done. Important question before I go off, is the fell blade same size as the Bane blade? It's a really good question. There's a Bane blade. It's a very dusty Bane blade. I would say the fell blade is bigger. It's a tricky one because like the sides are taller. The tracks are there's less of the tracks, I think. This bit is wider. It's very Space Marine looking, whereas this is very kind of like big iron fortress kind of looking. The top of the turret there is kind of in line with that, and this is more curved and smoothed, and you know, this has very like angled panels. Don't get me wrong, this must be heavily armoured here, and this has smoother panels. Yeah, it's difficult to say from this angle. I would say the fell blade. I would say the fell blade because it's a little bit longer, like where the engine stack is. And width-wise, it's hard to say because it's got the two turrets either side. The actual width of the tank is almost the same. Overall, I'd say it's bigger, just by a smidgen. They're very, very similar. Very, very, very similar. Let's just keep that there for comparison. I do think the old Fellblade is slightly bigger though than the new one. Smash Captain looks nice. Oh, that sounds good. Smoke. Oh yeah, that would be cool. Putting some smoke on him from the thrusters. Just yeah, Smash Captain is good. An improvement over the previous Captain. They're just different, but you know, I would use your sergeant from the jump pack squad as a captain. It's a pricey way of doing it, but yeah, we're pretty much finished with this. We're right at the end, and then I'll head off. I'm not going to be in the Discord because I've got to do a few things tomorrow for the whole day. But hope you've enjoyed these streams past 2 days. Turning into a regular little streamer. I reckon I was a dentist in my previous life. It's just nicer to look at working on these up close than old people's teeth. One heavy bolter sponson done. Again, same plan as before. What we might do this time is put a decent blob. Oh dear. What I've done there is I've made a mistake. This is probably the trickiest part of the whole build, getting these wires and things lined up. If there's one thing you're going to have issues with, it's this part right here. If you're not dexterity, if you haven't put a lot of skill points in your dexterity, you're gonna suffer with this bit. But I believe in you. You can do it. Look, you've built flayed ones, you built Sisters of Battle, you built Mechanicus. Hey. Just like that. There we are. Perfecto. So that's one side and that's the other. We're not going to manhandle them too much because they're still doing their thing and drying, but we will have a look at vehicle accessory sprue now. These are the side doors and these were the cupolas that I didn't, sorry, the hatches that I didn't put on. I might send it, like I might put smoke launchers on it, maybe. It will break it up a bit if I do. I don't know if I put the hunter killer on. It looks a bit odd just hanging off the side. Even the smoke launchers look a bit off, but I won't put the searchlight on. Multi-melter is going at the front though. And I might put the Havoc missile launcher. It's a Pintle Havoc launcher, so can you put more than one thing on? I need to go get my book. Hang on. Oh, let me just have a little look. Are you sure they definitely took your money? Like, they shouldn't take your money if if you don't have like an order number. Like when it goes through and you have an order number, then they definitely took your money and you have the order. But they shouldn't take your money and you not have an order. Best case to do is if you don't have an order number and it's not in your orders, but you've got proof that the money was taken out of your bank, like today, take a screenshot of that transaction and email it to them. And if you can phone them up, because their customer service is always amazing. Well, my experience for so many years. No worries, Alpha. Have a good one. What's the new captain like? Worth it or kit bash? You can't really kit bash Primaris nowadays, chap. The blade guard shield's much bigger than the one on this model. Yeah, because they're blade guard. I mean, do they have? Are they still called relic shields or combat shields? This is smaller, I would say. Those shields are massive. They're like storm shields. They're called relic shields just because Games Workshop wanted to primarisify them and not give you the best invulnerable save. What did the relic shields do? Don't they just like... What do they actually do again? Don't they just... you can reroll your armor save or some crap like that? We're getting there. We're getting to the blade guard. They don't do anything in this edition. I've got it right here. The shields do nothing. They've got their invulnerable save, but that's nothing to do with their shield. It actually doesn't even say that they've got a shield in the brand new rules. They've just got an invulnerable save, which you could fob off as a Iron Halo, because that's those things on the back. That is an Iron Halo. So in terms of size, yeah, it's smaller. It's like not as long. Quite a few of them have it on their back, don't they? Oh, you get an extra hour of sleep tonight. Good point. Yeah, good point. And on that note, good night. Yeah, we nearly finished it. Everybody's seen... Oh, I need to get the book first. Hang on. I just want to have a look at the accessories. Spoofing. Right, we've got the... Oh yeah, I'm not going straight away. I'm sticking around for a little bit, but yeah, I will do the accessories off camera. Don't really like those join lines either. Gonna have to do something about those if I can. But let's put these sponsons on. What's the best way of doing this? On the top, probably. Yeah. Oh, that does look beefy. Probably from the bottom, actually. Yeah, so there you quad Gravis heavy bolters. They look very nice. And people have asked me quite a few times in the comments about, oh, does the Land Raider sponsons work? Probably can't hear me because I'm like so far away from the mic. Sorry. But yeah, they do. This is what I hope would happen. Be very careful with those. So you've got the Land Raider sponson, and there you go. So if you've got a Land Raider Spartan or any of the Horus Heresy vehicles with sponsons, you can put those weapons on. However, I have a sneaky suspicion that you can only choose either the heavy bolters or the laser destroyers, which sucks. They could have made these sponsons compatible with the las cannons for the parts, like the cables and things, but they haven't. So yeah, that means you might not be able to have both. But I'll get back to you on that in the review, and I'll explain it a bit better than I just have. But I think that looks really sick. You know, what have you got? 4, 8, 10 heavy bolters, the demolisher cannon, the actual fell blade cannon as well. It just looks so cool. You have to kind of, yeah, except for that's going to get in the way, isn't it? It's got to be careful. No such problem with this one. But yeah, I wanted to have a look at the accessories for the fell blade. Here we go, fell blade. This model may have one item from the Legion pintle mounted weapons list selected for it. One item. So it doesn't say like 2 items. So you can literally only have one pintle mounted, one item from the list selected for it. So you can only pick one. And the pintle mounted weapons list is it right at the front? Wargear list. Legion pintle weapons. Havoc launcher. You can only have one, so you can only have the Havoc launcher or the multi-melter. You can't have both. That sucks, man. Whoa. That does. I was hoping that I could have the missiles on the back and the hunter killer, the multi-melter on the front, but you can't. It would look cool though, right? Wouldn't it? It would look cool. I might do it just for the rule of cool. No, we'll go for the multi-melter. I've already committed, so yeah. I might as well just get the multi-melter ready. But this is, if you've built it the way I have, you'll have this whole sprue left and the laser destroyer weapon. But I don't think it's going to be compatible with the las cannon mount. I don't think. I'll get back to you on that one. But you'll have this sprue remaining, and vehicle accessory sprue is just the one from 2021, which has the multi-melter. So I'll just get the multi-melter off, but I won't put it together. I'll just do that off stream. But we've pretty much built the whole tank in the 3 live streams, and we even had time to build the Smash Captain. So is the Captain worth it? That was your main question. Yeah, in terms of he's a better looking captain than the previous one. Would have been nice if he had a power sword instead of the chain sword, or in addition, you can probably kit bash that side of things if you find a power sword. Likewise, there's nothing stopping you really from changing the relic shield out and putting something else in, like a pistol or something. But yeah. A13 is around here somewhere. And the smoke launchers. We're going to put the smoke launchers on this one. Why not? This tank is like the up close and personal tank, this one, with those heavy bolters and things. Although it shouldn't really be with the 100-inch range cannons that it's got. It can sit at the back and just demolish destroyer squads. There it is, found it. And that's pretty much all I am going to put on this. No hunter killer, literally just those, the multi-melter and the smoke launchers. But again, so you'll have all of those spare parts, which I'll discuss in the review. So there you go. That is my build of the fell blade. Hope you've enjoyed it. Sorry it's taken so long. I meant to do this, a couple of weeks ago, but I was working both the days and they were long days. So yeah, I was absolutely exhausted. But thank you for your patience. Next weekend I'd like to live stream, but I'm trying to think of what to do. And then week after will be the Terminators, hopefully. So there'll be a full Terminator weekend. I'm still deciding whether to take time off work that day, just for the channel. I'm kind of leaning more towards working it though. Well, thank you for joining, everyone. I hate to leave a live stream when there's so many people still here, but I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have lovely Sundays, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks ever so much, everyone, for your support. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.